Hey, it's Ian from Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts, and today I'm going to review, as promised, the golden BuzzAround EX, not LX. EX. Yep, this is one I reconditioned. It's actually a golden BuzzAround EX. They didn't mark the battery pack, but they make two versions of this, the EX and the LX. LX stands for luxury, so that has a captain's chair, a larger captain's chair, similar to the one on there. But this one has a standard chair, but pretty much probably the same features, but we'll go through all the specifications. This is one I actually reconditioned, so it's got a few marks and dings and bits and bobs on it, but you'll get the idea of about the scooter and what it's got and what it's capable of, in case you want to look into buying one. So let's start from the top, work our way down as usual, and then I'll go through some specifications of the scooter and what it does and how far it goes. So usual things, your top console. This is your main operating portion of the scooter with your D-shaped handlebars, giving you protection, and also finger operated throttle forward and backwards as usual. You've seen that. That's backwards, that's forwards, that's backwards, that's forwards. You've got your LED light gauge there. It is only a gauge. I tend to find these a little bit dicky. They tend to go down and then turn them off, turn them back on, and they go back up again. But I don't know if Golden are ever going to address that problem, or if they even know about it. But I do find a lot of them, they tend to go down on the battery life and then pick back up again. But hopefully they've addressed this. This is quite one of the first models they did, so it's quite an early one. But yeah, D-shaped tiller, top console with your red panel, red and blue. You get it, red and blue. Your key, your speed dial, slowest and fastest. I'll go through the speeds with you. Your horn, just there. You have a light switch just there underneath your top portion of your console. Just there, that's your lights, and you do get a front LED light as well as a rear LED light as well. Nice conveniently placed there, like a third brake light on a vehicle. You get a medium-sized basket, not quite as big as the Pride's larger basket, but it does have a handle. Your charger, obviously, you get that with your scooter. You have your main portion of your tiller. On the other side of the tiller, which I'll just spin it round, you have your charge port, so while your batteries are in the scooter, that's how you would charge it. There is no charge port on the batteries, unlike the Revo, where you can take the batteries out and charge them independently of the scooter. This you would need to buy the optional home docking kit, which is probably, I think it's around about $300, somewhere around there. And it's just a plate that you would put these batteries onto, then plug your charger in to charge the batteries that way off the scooter. That you don't have to do on the Revo. If you've seen that Revo 2.0 review, you just take the batteries off and plug it in. So that's a one up for the over the Golden, but you do get your charge port at the top there as normal. So that's there, your bracket for your battery. And your tiller adjustment knob there, light like I said. Your tiller lock knob there, you press in and turn, you've seen that. This one features the suspension, front and rear. That's the EXs all come with that, as well as the LX, they come with that. A nice long big footboard, plenty of room there for your feet. You do get the larger battery pack with this one. It's the 35 amp hour battery, and there's a battery in each one of these two individual packs that slot together in the base of the scooter. That is your reset button there. If in case your batteries are running low and you're going up a steep hill, it will trip that and sort of stop any overload to the controller. Your seat just as normal, like a normal standard lightweight scooter seat, around about 20-ish pounds, 22 pounds, something like that, rotating all the way round, 360 degrees with a lock at every 45 degrees, or thereabouts. So it locks like that, and then at 90 degrees, your articulating armrests go up as usual. So you have an articulating arms, so you can slide in and out of the chair easily, and they also go down there to use as armrests. Your seat back folds down just as normal with a open air pouch at the back there. It doesn't have a cover, but you can keep something in there, tissues or whatever you want to put in there, charger. That'll leave your basket free. At the back there is your rear accessory tube for any accessories you want to put on the scooter, rear baskets, so on and so forth. These hold your armrests in place when transporting the scooter so they don't rattle around or come off. Like I said, your rear light there, your brake handle, release and drive handle, D for drive, N for neutral, and there's your rear springs at the back there, and the rear bumper there, and your anti-tipping wheels on either side. You do get a very high ground clearance on this scooter, which I'll refer to the notes on what the ground clearance is in just a second. Okay, specifications on this scooter. On the 3-wheel, your weight capacity is 350 pounds, so that's 25 pounds more than the Revo, and that's both on 3 and 4-wheel. Top speed is 5 miles an hour. I think that's a shy little bit less than the Revo 2.0. These are like the comparable to each other. This is Golden's version of Pride's Revo 2.0. So this is, if you were looking for this sort of scooter, these would be the two that you would match together. Your operating range is going to be around about 18 miles on full charge on flat surface, and your underdeck clearance, and that's just in the center of the deck there, is 4 inches. So from the ground to the bottom of the deck is going to be 4 inches. The turning radius on the 3-wheel is 42 inches and on the 4-wheel is 56 inches. So slightly wider on a 4-wheel, obviously, because it's got the 4-wheel turning rather than a sharp 3-wheel turn. The length of the 3-wheel is actually slightly longer than the 4-wheel by 1 inch. It's 45 inches from front wheel to back, and the 4-wheel is 44 inches front wheel to back. The width is 22 inches on both the 3 and the 4-wheel. The weights of the scooters, so the 3-wheel comes in at 148 pounds fully assembled and 155 pounds on the 4-wheel. Your front half section weighs 46 pounds on the 3-wheel and 53 on the 4-wheel due to having an extra wheel and more frame. The rear half section is identical on 3 and 4, which comes in at 30 pounds, and the seat with the armrest is 23 pounds. Your battery packs is going to be 24 pounds each, because there's 2 of them, so you're looking at 48 pounds combined weight for your battery packs. Like I said, with these battery packs you do have to purchase the optional extra in-home charging pack, which is just a plate that you seat the batteries in and plug your charger in. With the Revo you don't need to do that. Warranties on these from brand new is lifetime on your frame, 2-year warranty on the drivetrain, that's the motor, transaxle and brake. These are all limited warranties, so and they're also not transferable either. 2 years on your electronics and 1 year on your batteries. Now that doesn't mean that your batteries are going to only last 1 year. It's just that the manufacturer covers them for any defects for 1 year. So if you suddenly find that your batteries start to act a bit funny after a couple of months, then you can return warranty them, and the manufacturer of the batteries will replace the batteries if they find a defect with them. When it comes to taking the scooter apart, it's just the same as any other scooter. You would remove your basket and your key, remove your seat, remove the battery pack, and then from that handle there with the red light on, lift that up and the front and rear section would come apart. I'm not going to go into that. I'm sure you've seen me do that plenty of times. If you haven't, just look back at some of the other video reviews I've done of Pride and Golden scooters and you can see how it's done. They're all pretty much the same. And obviously to put it back together, you would reverse the process. Loading it into a trunk of a car is going to be a little bit more difficult because it is a bit longer, a bit heavier and a bit wider. So just be wary of that if you do want to look into buying one of these scooters. It is going to be a lot heavier than a standard smaller 3 or 4 wheel scooter. So just measure your vehicle or even go to a dealer and see if they have one that you're looking for and try putting it in the car, see if it can fit. Usually they do. They pretty much fit into most cars' trunks, so if you have an SUV it's even better. In comparison to the Revo 2.0 from Pride Mobility, there are some extra options you get with that scooter that you don't get with this version of the scooter, the EX. The seat is a lot wider on the Revo 2.0 as opposed to this 18-inch seat. And also you don't get a USB charger with this scooter, you do with the Revo. And also with the seat of the Revo 2.0, you do get a under-seat storage, which does add weight to the scooter, does add weight to the seat when lifting the seat off, and can be a little bit cumbersome. But yeah, test drive them both to get a good idea of what you want from a scooter. Okay, so I'm gonna embark on a little trip around the store as I usually do and tell you what it's like. So very comfortable. The seat is adjustable, but you have to undo a bolt when assembling or disassembling the seat post to get it to move up and down. I think there's a couple of, so like an inch difference, so you can move it up or down if you're a little bit long-legged. I've set this one in, I think it's about a medium height. My legs are 90 degrees, plenty of foot room, as you can see. I have size 11 US, size 10 UK, and I have plenty of foot room. It is a flat footboard, not a raised footboard like on the Revo and some other 3-wheel larger scooters. This is a very flat floorboard, so giving you a better ground clearance, but it is raising the center of gravity of the scooter, especially on a 3-wheel, can be a little bit tippy. This one's not too bad. Tiller is adjustable, that's the horn. So the tiller is adjustable, as you can see, but we always like to drive them straight arm so you don't make too much of a sharp turn. But yeah, plenty of foot room, doesn't interfere with your feet. You can even put a little bag down there if you need, or even an oxygen cap machine. You can maybe put that in between your legs, but you do have a front basket to carry anything like that. Don't recommend putting anything in between your steering, like a walking stick or anything like that, because it can interfere with this and it could cause you some problems. You don't want that. Always keep this area clear and keep your fingers well within the delta tiller. So if you do hit something there, your fingers are protected. And also you can operate there, as you can see, you can turn the key on and off and also increase or decrease the speed and the horn. So I'm a righty, so I will drive with my right. So I've set this at its slowest. There's your battery gauge. The armrests are down. Everything's in place. So just pull the trigger towards you a little bit. It is a feathered throttle like all of them, so it is quite quick at its lowest speed. But that's why you can feather the throttle to sort of crawl around if you do need to. Just don't squeeze the throttle paddles so hard. Wigwags, as they call them in the UK, which is one of the strangest things I've ever heard. But this is the throttle. So anyway, turning radius, I'm in the front of the store here. I've turned a full turn there, quite easy to turn around. The 4-wheeler would be a little bit wider, but this one's not too bad. So I've full speed at low speed there. It is quite quick, So I'm going to turn it up to half speed, which is going to be a lot quicker. I can definitely feel the suspension when you pull off. You can feel the scooter dip down a little bit. It is very springy at the back, which is going to be very good for sidewall cracks as usual, your control joints. It'll save you back a little bit, but yeah, throttle down a little bit for the turn and then increase the speed. There we go. That is quite quick at half speed, so I don't think there's much difference between half speed and full speed. It's definitely above 4 miles an hour. I've driven these plenty of times to know how fast these things are going. So I'm going to put it on full speed and see what it does. I'm just going to slow down for this piece. So it's a quick scooter, so it's going to get you out and about. So if you want to use it as transport, so say go to the store that's a couple of blocks down the road, is perfect for that. You can pop a basket on the back and then do a little bit of shopping maybe, and you've got a good speed there. That's 5 miles an hour. Very stable around the corner with it having such a wide 22-inch back. So I do slow down for the corners, and that's full speed around that corner. So yeah, very stable. You do have to tilt your body a little bit to compensate, like you would riding a bicycle. You know, lean to the other side to keep the wheels on the floor. But anybody who's riding that quick probably don't need to ride a scooter. So, but yeah, it'll give you good straight speed. If you've got a slight incline you need to get up or something like that. But indoor speed, definitely slow it down to the slowest portion and then feather your throttle. That's just a bit of driving advice. Reverse, let's put it in full speed reverse. Let's see how quick it is. Usually, yeah, it's about the same as slow speed going forward. So as you can see, you can operate your throttle going forward on that side. But speak to your dealer if you need this to be forward rather than reverse. They can probably swap that over. I know we can. So, but yeah, stops very quickly. Motor braking, and then the static braking comes in. The electromagnetic brake comes in once the motor's slowed to a stop. So it has a quick stop there. Even if you lose power on these scooters, the electromagnetic brake will automatically kick in. Even if it's in the off position, it should start to roll, and then if it starts picking up too much speed, it will actually regenerate and lock you in place to save you from rolling away. But it will re-release once it's stopped. So that gives you ample time to put your brake on or even disembark the scooter without getting hurt. But that's a good feature on all of these scooters. You can see big row of scooters. So yeah, it's a very comfortable scooter. I have actually been outside on this, and it's very comfortable. The suspension is very springy. Even at the front, you can, I don't know if you can see that, but it does articulate pretty well like the Revo. It's not quite as soft as the Revo 2.0, but very comparable. You wouldn't be unhappy with this scooter. Hopefully they've changed the plastics that they used to make this one from. These tend to be a little bit flimsy and break a lot easier, but overall it's a pretty good scooter. Very comparable in prices between the two. I think Golden wanted something that competed with the Revo 2.0, and Pride re-released that scooter a few years ago, and it's been a very good seller. I don't know why they discontinued it, because it's still a good scooter to this day, the original one. So if you see one up for sale, then look it over and definitely buy one. Yeah, so there's your Golden. I've gone through all the facts with it. It's a good mid-size to transportable scooter with a few features on it, especially with the big batteries, the lights and the suspension. So you get a lot for your money. This will conclude this little review. A few upsides, a few downsides like there is with most scooters, so pick what you like and definitely take them for a test drive. But this is the Golden EX, not LX like I said. So till next time, like, share, give us a subscribe. It helps us out. Those people that watch the videos, just to say a thank you. Give us that subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Any questions, drop them in the comments. We usually answer pretty much same day, if not next day. And if I haven't got the answer, I'll research it or even ask the tech from the manufacturers to find out for you. So there's always an answer out there. So till next time, till the next review, keep on rolling. Take care. Bye now.